and welcome back to more of Knights of the Old Republic. I am Taylor Melnick, and we are here in the Temples of Korriban, the ancient Sith temples where, where we adjusted our microphones. Sorry, give me 1 second. Where we fought the weird geezer, and I don't think it was that guy, but we did something. And yeah, now we're here playing more games. I've been break into this bitch. I've been getting ready for my my new job. Tulak Horde's mask, nice. Oh, I thought that was going to be like an entryway to somewhere, but I suppose not. But yeah, I've just been getting ready for this new gig and working on a new application. And it's been going pretty well, but like I've had to learn a bunch of new stuff, and I wish you could like queue up attacks against the door, even though you can't do that. I've been learning a lot in a short amount of time, and it's crazy. It's like sometimes the more you cool new colors, at least the more you learn, the like more you realize you don't know. So I've spent a lot of time like designing the application. I've spent a lot of time watching people of all different persuasions giving their opinions on different architecture structures and different patterns and when not to do this, when not to do that, and I've been working with a bunch of different tech that I usually don't work with. I've been learning a lot of Go. I don't ever write in. I don't have any prior experience in Golang, so like some of the structural stuff is like not giving me trouble. Like I've been able to like get an app up pretty quick actually, and the prototyping tool. God, hello? Continue. I don't know why. Wait, what? Why would that even be an option? Like why would I want to leave? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go fight the Shirax on the other side and see if there's anything cool. But because we never fought these guys. But yeah, I've been learning a lot of Go, and I like it so far. It's a good language. I knew that the air handling was going to be weird from what I had read, and it is definitely very weird. Some of the syntax is a little odd for the air handling too. Like the whole usage of try-catch blocks is so ubiquitous, like throughout most other languages, and they don't have that at all in this. And like even like troubleshooting like weird things, like weird cores errors in particular, which are like a kind of error that's generated by the browser when you're trying to share things between two different domains. Even when you get like the typical like, that's an error where like on the server side it'll say it processed, but on the browser it'll say that it didn't do anything, because basically the policy is that it'll allow the request to go through, but it won't allow you to return any data, which is like kind of fucked in a way too, because it doesn't even really like protect you, so to speak. But like the fact that I was like, well, how would I even work with an error code that should be generated here? What would I even like? How would I even do that? Was weird and interesting. There's not much on this side, just money and holes. Money and holes. Money and holes. The things that are most desirable by most people. I'm gonna adjust the green screen real quick. Give me a second. Maybe if I do this. Okay, so I know that isn't perfect, but actually, an interesting note, this episode and the last episode, I actually don't have any lights on. Actually, let me try something real quick. I don't want to compromise the... Alright, that's a little bit better. I know I'm like super dark now, because there's some auto exposure going on in the camera to put me like this, but I had to balance the light. The last episode, I was actually able to fully use this... the chroma key behind me without without using any lights at all because of the way it's been so overcast, and there's a big window right next to me in this new house. So just the light being so dispersed through has been good. I know there's a little bit, but you know, please understand. And the thing too about being lazy like this, especially doing it in the day, is that obviously the light keeps changing, and you know, so like if that's the corner, there's actually like a little triangle forming on the green screen where it's more exposed, and then it's probably going to like dissipate. So it's even, let's try this as an experiment for some behind the scenes, right? Okay, so, oh, you know what it is? Okay, so that doesn't affect it at all. This will grow it. This will fix it a little bit. There's one of those like crescent arcs above it. Like, you know how you have a window and then you have like that crescent overhead? That crescent is what's filling in there. So actually next time I might put something up there to prevent this, because usually just the window works pretty well. I mean, we have direct sun outside, but because it's mostly like coming off the white side of a wall, like it actually works pretty well usually. But yeah, so, but yeah, I've just been doing, I'm sorry for like the long talk about like geeky programming stuff, but I've been building like a big system, and I've been working a lot with microservices. Nagasado, I want to save that for later just because I think that's sort of like quotes the end of this area. Can I try master speed just so I can move a little bit faster? That's like quotes the end of this area, so I kind of want to like save it, but what is this? This is another tomb, right? Mark Aragnos. Okay. Mark Aragnos. I've been working with microservices a lot. I really don't like microservices personally. It's such like, so here's some interesting, wait, what? We're gonna tell this guy. Maybe Mark Aragnos loved droids or something? This is definitely where we spam the destroy droid. For all the people out there who might want to learn something new, microservices are a way of thinking about designing applications where you take a quotes monolithic application that is a singular repository, like a singular repository, a singular app, a singular code base, and you break it up into lots of little apps to make it more maintainable. Why would you ever want to do that? Well, when a code base gets too big, it can be hard. Damn, he was really tanking right there. When a code base gets too big, it can be really hard. Come on, homie, please stop embarrassing yourself. It can be really hard to manage it because, from a literal perspective of like the code in your editor doesn't like. There's like millions of lines of code and it won't load and it's lagging your machine out, right? Or your code is really big and there's 20 or 30 developers on a project and there's only one build to get new versions of the code out, whether that's to build a new feature or fix a bug or whatever. And one person is waiting to push something and there's only one build and everybody else has to give the okay on the other side of the application working on completely irrelevant features to allow that to happen. Oh, more droids.
Too much audio input. Audio systems overloading. Must destroy source of disturbance. Must kill sentience.
Dun dun dun. I wonder if there was an alternate way of doing this. Or like maybe it would have been more intelligent for me to not just run in here. But we'll see. But yeah, it can become very resisted. Oh, it's because he's got a high save. They just keep spamming it, dude. What was I saying? I always lose my train of thought when I'm trying to fight in this game. I guess this is so brain dead I shouldn't even be losing my train of thought. But yeah, it can become very hard to maintain a code base for that reason, right? It just gets too big. It just gets too crazy trying to get builds out. And obviously, like, a lot of things in development are about speed, whether it's like just developing something or making a feature faster or just making changes faster. Like, the more you can automate and the more you can take away unnecessary things and make things faster, the more likely people are going to want to do something. It's like you, right? Like, not everybody is willing to put a long amount of time in to do something, right? Like if you can go to a website and like apply for a thing and it takes like 3 seconds, you're more likely to want to do that than if it's going to take you a week to finish this application, right? That is like the one common source of truth in development, I think, is that faster things are always better things. You know, like people will want to use them. People will also want to do more stuff. Like if you can do one calculation faster or build one more thing faster, then people are going to feel more comfortable asking for new features, right? Hopefully this isn't a trap. Open this shit up. Dude, do you think there's somebody hiding in here? Mark Aragnos' gauntlets. Oh, maybe he just loved droids. Like if you have speed like that, then people are going to want to do more. And that's very true in development terms, in terms of like people wanting to build stuff. So what people do is they break their applications out into different service layers, right? So you'll have like a Netflix or something, and they'll have like a notifications team, and all they do is do notifications, or manage a recommendations engine, or they do like a UI team for like mobile, or versus like for like an iOS versus like web, you know what I mean? And all these people, they, you know, call different data services to get the data they need for their front ends, and you have different teams working on different stuff. And the benefit of that is that those people can make, can build out software independently, and there's also really good ownership, right? Like it's very easy to say like who owns what in a scenario like that. But the problem is that the issues that come out of microservices are like very numerous and obvious. Like I'll get into them after I talk to this fucking guy. Hello.
Oh, hello to you. You're new to the Academy, aren't you? I can't say we've ever met.
Who are you?
Galen Lore, at your service. Aren't these tombs fascinating? We had no idea the Sith were here so long ago.
What? Aren't there records?
Not from this far back. Or at least what records do exist are sketchy at best. These ruins date back to a period when the Sith were...
It was Women in Science Day
a
couple days ago for archaeologists.
It's quite fascinating.
I follow a lot of archaeologists, so that's why I knew. But I mean, it was all women in science, but mostly who I saw were a bunch of archaeologists and paleontologists. What are you doing here?
I've been working on a translation of some of the runes by this tomb. I'm quite
Make sure
excited.
my audio is running. Sorry. sorry for cutting you off, homie. You think, he said this very well may be the tomb of Ajunta Paul. You might think his sword is here?
The runes say that he was interred here, so I think it may indeed be possible. Whoever found the sword could gain great prestige.
Has anybody made any effort to recover it?
Well, a few of the Boulder students have tried. They did not return. As I understand it, the tombs are quite dangerous.
Well, I am the main character, and it's not like they would make this not a thing I can do, so... what does the sword do?
Nothing at all. The legends don't say anything about it. It may have had powers only for Ajunta alone.
Why don't you go in?
No, these tombs are certainly not harmless. Don't think that. The sword may be tempting, but I'm not about to risk my life to find it.
All right. Sounds good.
Of course. Don't let me keep you from...
Let me level these guys up while I'm saying this. But yeah, there's a lot of like numerous issues with microservices and like what kind of issues arise when you're trying to work with microservices. Like for example, there's such a thing in development as dependencies, right? And dependency is usually like some external program or file or something that you pull in. I think it can mean like in Go, like when you're creating, like whenever you make like different directories with files, they get packaged automatically, and then like you can import those packages without having to like really define exports, like import export as explicitly, and they call that dependencies sometimes. But like in usage, most of the time when people are talking about dependencies, is they're talking about other packages of software that one piece of software uses, and a lot of time it's open source, and that can be troublesome because when you have like a monorepo, when it's just one app, let's do Valor. when it's a mono repo and you have one app, you can persuade for sure. Sorry, what am I going to do for this? I don't really use my force powers, but I think this is just a passive buff. And then Canderous, level up. Strength, skills, treat injury, feats. Probably dueling, right? Right? I don't really care. It's fine. Close. A problem that comes up is this dependency hell, right? Because in a mono repo you have like one package, or there's like a .sum file or it's like a .sum. That might be like the package lock equivalent in Go. But there's basically, most languages have some way of tracking dependencies. .NET has like NuGet packages, and there's obviously like something that they have to track all those dependencies. But when you have multiple apps, all those apps have to keep track of the dependencies that they're using. And so one group might be using a version of like, say, an emailer tool or something that is from one place, and then it needs to interact with someone else who's using an emailer tool that may or not have may have been developed later and not realize that another app that they work with was using one kind of email tool, and this can get extrapolated over lots of dependencies. You might have tons of different front-end dependencies, or I mean really mostly I would think back-end dependencies, but dependencies that have to be considered among a lot of different applications, and it can sort of create like a dev freeze that kind of defeats the point of microservices. There's also like a problem of code authorship too in general, like not necessarily like ownership in the sense of like I'm the responsible person, but in the sense of like this is the architectural pattern that everybody is using. This is the way we need to write these. These are the practices we need to uphold by. That kind of stuff is worse in microservices. And what sucks, and what the evidence kind of shows with this model, I'm trying to see this data pad that I just picked up. Show new items. What the evidence kind of shows with this stuff is that is this like good? I don't know. I just want to read the data pad. Like I just want to see some lore real quick. Data pad? I'll literally Varen Gao? Strangely enough, I found traces of Theringon in the tool. This is a unstable black rock used as fuel by lesser races. The ancient Sith on Korriban used it as a power source. It's volatile and dangerous and reacts violently to fire. Okay, so there's some kind of volatile thing in here. But what you see in the big companies, I think it was Netflix that always does like the famous example of like, oh, we did microservices, and like it's funny, you can actually see like the silhouette of my window there. You know, we're not going to sweat it today, but they famously championed microservices, but then they went to a mono repo, which is basically like very not microservices in a lot of ways, and a lot of these big companies like self-develop a lot of software to make this like theory of microservices work for them, so to speak. Can I just attack this droid? Like, okay, that's weird. Severed arm. Datapad. A new datapad, please. Can you at least put it on like the top of the stack here? They ventured in the tomb. Oh, maybe we can get the droids to shoot these or something. Maybe that's the trick. Alright, well, we'll save here. But yeah, the big examples of like companies that used microservices, they've basically How do I get these dudes? Can I, like... Is this going to be one of the examples where, like, you have to do something that you literally never do in the game? Like, you have to... Because they say there's black... Was that... I mean, hopefully I even am getting this right. Like, an energy discharge or something? I don't know. Maybe this is a stupid puzzle. I hate... If anybody didn't know, I hate puzzles sometimes. Especially when I'm doing shit like this, right? Because, like, I feel like it wastes time and it's, like, bad for the viewer a lot of the time. But yeah, those big companies, they don't even use, like, the regular example of microservices where you have multiple repositories with code in it that all talk to each other. They build like their own software to make a monorepo like work, like just only generate so many lines of code in somebody's IDE, or like make like all this stuff to where people track dependencies between applications. And it's like they're basically, the issue that microservices is solving feels like people went down the wrong, like they're in the wrong direction. Like they saw Docker and they saw what was good about containerization, and then their heads went like microservices, and then like the best solution went like 75% there, or like even less than like someone else. I think someone is going to come up with a better way of doing this in the next like 5 or 6 years, because I really think that like it's gotten way too complicated, and it's like and there's so many people that struggle with like containerization and like orchestration just for microservice transitions, that it's just kind of silly, to be honest. But I'm going to figure out what this puzzle does, and I'm going to skip ahead. All right, and I'm back. So as I said, of course, this is an instance where you have to do something that you haven't done, and you have to put an item in a thing, which you literally never have to do in this whole game. So I'll put a frag grenade in there and drop it in. If we all got damaged by that, I'm gonna be pissed. Dude, if we're actually in combat right now, this is so... You see this? We're gonna see if the destroy droid actually works on these dudes, or if we need to just run. Oh, it totally works. Yeah, but they're just toast, of course. But yeah, I don't like microservices, and for this new job I have to know a lot about it, and like just the solutioning with that stuff. And I think Docker is like really cool. Like it does a lot of really cool stuff. Oh wait, what the fuck? There's like rubble. You see that?
Yes?
Can we pull the lever? How do I get in the door? Oh, there we go. Well, I'm actually damaging it now. I think there's a lot of like cool stuff about it, but I just don't think that like I really like microservices. And that's like, it kind of sucks because like a lot of the stuff that you learn for work, like it's not stuff you would play around with. Like AI and machine learning, like all that stuff lends itself to like small startup-y apps, right? Like all that stuff is like really good for, okay, this isn't anything. It's like that one segment in the Magic games. Is this anything? A random stat. I love that they do that, because I feel like the announcers for the Magic games, like they actually have a context of like how stupidly pervasive stupid stats are in the league. But it's like a lot of the stuff you have to learn for work is about making large apps less expensive to run, and it doesn't necessarily...
Too long in the cold and the dark.
Too long in the cold and the dark.
Again. A human.
Hey, you're interrupting my TED Talk.
This is an old spirit full of the Force. I sense great sadness and regret. Walk carefully.
A Jedi here? Why have you come to this dark place, Jedi? Why disturb my sleepless rest?
I was here once before, I think. Do you remember me?
I do, and yet I do not. The Force is so strong with you, human. Yet the face, the soul... it has been so very long.
Are you a Junta Paul?
I had a name once. A Junta Paul. Yes, that was my name. I was one of many. We were servants of the dark side. Sith Lords, we called ourselves. So proud. In the end, we were not so proud. We hid from those we had betrayed. We fell, and I knew it would be so.
You were a Sith Lord from the ancient times.
Ancient? Has it been so long that you use the word ancient? I have been here so long, so lost. I cannot remember. We were the first to rebel, to betray, to surrender ourselves to the dark side. So strong, we thought. So wrong.
What do you mean by those we had betrayed?
Our Jedi Masters. Those who had taught us to use the Force. Who warned us against the dark side. Yet we embraced it in secret. Reveled in its power. We were discovered? Or did we act? I can no longer remember. But here is where we came. To hide. To grow. And here we fell.
Why are you still here?
Remain? Do I remain? I have regretted for so long all that I have done. My sword, I filled it with my pride, and it is buried with me now. A corpse, as I am a corpse. I am dead as my faith is dead, and I shall remain here, surrounded by blackness in death as in life.
I need the sword you speak of.
Of course you do.
I think I already got it, though. I think I already looted
Will
it.
it destroy you as it did me? I wish my sword to be taken away from here. I do not wish it to rot away as I have. I command this of you.
What do you want me to do with it?
If you are wise, you will not keep it. In the end, it is what destroyed me. There are 3 blades within my sarcophagus. Only one is truly my sword.
I thought I already looted them. Maybe the encounter came out at the wrong
I
time.
do not remember which.
Oh, you already have them.
Find the sword
It's
that
the
is
short
mine
one. I
and
mean,
place
I
it
don't
on the
know.
Statue. If it is truly mine, then it is yours.
And if the sword isn't yours,
Then you must die. This is how it must be.
how will I know which sword it is?
I do remember one thing of my sword. Listen to me carefully. I am that which grips the heart in fright, hearkens night and silences the light. It was written of my sword long, long ago. Go then.
Alright. We gotta put it on the statue. So, this is gonna be more about the notched steel sword. Is there anything else you can tell me? That seems like something that could apply to a lot of different... Maybe I should, like, inspect them? It's long and straight and sparkles with a silver glow that becomes brighter at the hilt. It is quite warm and appears that the blade becomes white hot once. Such a fire weapon would be devastating against an unarmored opponent. Flame insignia. Silver lined. Red baleful eye. Notch steel. So one is cool and one is hot. Oh, I guess I can't ask him any more questions, huh? Black as night and silences the light. The Krath double sword? It's not gonna matter because we'll just redo this. How about the notch steel sword? Well, I put it on there.
Yes, that is the one.
Oh, yeah,
That is
good.
the blade that destroyed me. Take it. Take it and the other blades even. Take them and go. My darkness awaits me.
There's no need to remain here, is there?
No need? What choice have I?
You can return to the light.
Return? But I betrayed my old masters. They would never let me return to the light side. It is too late. Too late.
I don't believe the light side would turn you away.
If I could return. Oh, my master, it has been so long, and I regret so much.
He fades away, and he's all happy now. Alright, cool. Should I try to loot this, like, again? Oh, alright, cool. Let's see about that Nagasado. I remember these being, like, so much tougher. I think there was a tougher fight maybe in the first one. I mean, you gotta understand, too, I probably got stuck here, because this is another one of those, like, classical video game puzzles where they do something that they don't do in the rest of the game, and it's, like, extremely arbitrary. Oh, there's Chardin. Look at that. Was he always here? What's up, dude?
So, the spineless worm actually made it through the tomb. I'm impressed.
What do you want?
Isn't it obvious? I've been hoping that someone would do the dirty work in retrieving the sword of Ajunta Paul for some time. It's been quite a wait.
Typical. Always ready to jump at what they perceive to be the easier path.
Now that you have it, I just thought I'd relieve you of it. It must be quite a burden after all.
Persuade, lie. I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Nice try. I may not know what the sword looks like, but I'm no gullible fool. I'm not about to pass up a chance to impress Master Uthar. Especially not for a pathetic excuse for a Sith like yourself.
Just let me get it out, man.
Fine. No
I've changed my mind. Nah, I want all of them.
need to do things that...
I mean, you are a Sith. And these guys are fucking dragging their nuts, man. Like, actually, we don't need all of these, just one. Like, are you seriously gonna, like, come up against me and, like, 3 other dudes right now? Like, is this what we're doing? You know, you are fighting, like, 3 guys here, just so you know, homie. Sorry, not sorry. Alright, cool. It was so anticlimactic, right? Like, what dude in their right mind, like, challenges 3 dudes that are armed, that look hard as fuck, like, to a fight like that? You know what I mean? Like, the easy route, couldn't he have planned that ending just, like, a little bit better? Like, couldn't he have, like, waited to rob me in the night or something like that? Or... That guy was really feeling himself, man. That guy was really on his own energy, man. People really be like that, dude. People really be feeling themselves so hard, and then they just get dog washed, man. Or dog walked, more appropriately. I think I was supposed to come here later. Oh yeah, I gotta go back to the academy and talk to the one lady before I'm allowed to do this. But yeah, man, ego is a funny thing. A funny thing. Let me go back and see if I can do my force Speedy Gonzalez. I think I cleared all the tombs, right? Yeah, I did clear all the tombs. Cool. It's such a walk, man. This map is huge. Like, I guess it's not that big, but this is still definitely the best area. Like, I remember the tombs being, like, more climactic, I think. But, are there Hyrax or Shrirax or whatever over here? No, I guess that mob's cleared. Let me go talk to the dude. I did a lot of shit, guy. I got a lot of stees. Cool. Blah 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 blah. They're training. Yeah. It's still a pretty cool environment though. But Korriban's cool. I really wish it was in a movie.
Greetings, young one.
I have the sword of the. I dealt with the renegades, by the way.
Ah, the ones I ordered?
Yeah, they're all dead.
Indeed. We checked the caves and found only a couple of bodies. Perhaps the Chirac ate them. It is just as good, I suppose. The lesson is learned. Go now. You have done well.
I dealt with the rogue droid in the tombs.
Yes, so I hear. I've had reports from some students that ventured into the tomb after you left, and I am impressed. Go now. You have done well.
I found the dude. I found, I have a tablet. I found Jorak the Hermit.
Ah, my old master. Still.
Oh, I have a tablet written by him.
Oh, let me see. It appears my old master was busy studying the writings in one of the tombs.
That guy is fucking high, dude. Look at his eyes.
I do hope you had to pry this from his.
That guy has that, like,
regardless.
he might be drunk, dude. He has got that weird, like, glazed over stare that, like, people give you when they're just way too drunk, you know?
I have matters to attend to.
I found a Jedi holocron. Wait, I don't want to give you that. I killed Shardan.
Yes, so I hear. Still, it was.
I'll be on my way.
You have gained considerable prestige. Greetings, young one. You have done.
I have the sword of Ajunta Paul.
Ah, finally, the genuine sword. I knew that this relic would be unearthed in time. I can feel the power flowing through. Well done. You have impressed me greatly.
Yeah, I've been busy,
man.
man.
You have impressed me enough, by my estimation, to become a Sith in full. You have but one final test, which you... I would advise you to be rested and equipped. When you return, make sure that you have...
They're all pretending that they don't live, like they don't sleep in the same bed. All three of these dudes sleep in this one bed together, bro. And Jolie sleeps naked. We've established that. It's real. That's a... Is that even a twin? It's not a queen size bed. Hey, what's up?
What are you doing here? Go back to Uthar.
The final moment is at hand. Alright, let's equip up. Let's make sure we're using the good stuff, right? 427. They're not that strong. It's not that good. What about... I have Master Jedi robes. Oh, this one's even better. Okay. Cool. And then I guess like a dueling Arcanian and like a dueling shield or something. I don't even like care about my equipment most of the time in case it's like I'm getting like fucked, you know what I mean? No. What about head stuff? I think there was like the gauntlets of who gives a shit somewhere. Mark of Ragnos, yeah. Maybe I give them the featured. Oh, they're only bad. Damn. Look at all this freaking equipment lock. The Tulak Hordo. Damn, I really gotta sell this shit. Whatever, I don't need that shit. Wait, what? Why do I have a gun? Thank you. There we go. What kind of dude doesn't play a Jedi when they have the chance? I don't want to be friends with that person. It's up here, I think, right? This isn't even going to be a hard fight, dude. I'm pretty badass at this point. Like, I've been... This is like my A-team as far as, like, combat ability goes.
So then, I take it you are ready to try.
Yeah, let's just go. Let's just get it over with, dude.
Then we go now.
Then we go now. I feel like the episodes in Korriban are going to be like, there's going to be less of them than some of the other episodes. Like, it's been fairly straightforward. A day passes. We're at the tomb.
Very well. We are now ready for your final test, young Sith. You have earned the right to see if you shall become one of us.
Indeed you have.
I dislike your tone, Uthar. What are you up to now?
Nothing, of course, my master. I was merely agreeing with you. Should we not get on with the test?
Yes. Yes, of course. We are in the sacred tomb of Nagasado, young one. The one discovered by Darth Malak and Darth Revan years ago.
Yeah, I told you when I got here, that's me, man.
Star map that lies deep within. There you will find
I don't know what internal prejudices you have, but I'm definitely the dude.
Your initiation present. Return to us once you have it. For you, the test does not end there.
Be very cautious here. This tomb is like the others in this valley.
Do you understand what I have told?
Yeah.
Good.
Go and retrieve the lights.
Cool. Wait. Oh, wait, is this the door? Oh, yeah. Cool. Oh, wait, am I the only... Oh, shit. I neglected to think about that. Well, at least I'm, like, fairly... Alright, well, let's just fucking do this. That's a gnarly motherfucker right there. Well, it is what it is. Can you fight this guy, please, dude? Just spam Master Flurry. Man, the casters must have really hated this part. These things run so stupid. Who came up with the chicken run cycle for these things? Blah, blah, blah. That's how they let you know it's no joke. Cool. Is this like a big maze, probably? I hate mazes so much, man. Verpine Disruptor, Medpack, a door. Let me look at something. Okay, cool. We're good. Wait, fuck. Sorry! There we go. I keep getting... Oh, is it Terrantadic? I gotta fight 2 Terrantadics by myself? This isn't gonna go well. Alright, fuck it. Then I'm gonna save right here. Alright, well, you guys are gonna watch. You guys are gonna see firsthand. Yeah, bitch! Fuck off. I'm gonna lose. Man. Oh, this is not good. It almost makes me think I should have taken stasis. This is what happened to me when I played the game the first time. This is totally what happened to me when I played the game the first time. I'm gonna take so many drugs. I'm taking these. Can I use the... Alright, we're really doing this. Alright, here we go. Go! I'm like so cracked out right now too. Alright, just run now. Why does he get as fast as me? Why did he like... Why did I like try to like cheese him and it like didn't do anything? You know what I mean? Okay, I get it, game. I lost. I get it. I get it, game. I get it. I got my ass kicked. Thank God for that autosave, right? I want to beat these guys, man. I really want to. I really want to beat them. Alright, let's try with this. Let's see if this loadout's gonna work. And maybe I should like a cryoban? It's not doing anything. It didn't do like shit at all. How am I supposed to beat these things? Is there any way of doing this? I'm so cracked out, man. I'm gonna have to like pause and like, alright, I'm gonna try it this time and like really watch my health. Okay, stop. Life support packs. Alright, spam life support packs. Alright. Okay, great. Okay. Well, I couldn't just mash there, so that was kind of cool. Just spam the life support packs. Alright. And then do... There you go. So then just slice and dice. I guess it is like not so bad if you're actually like paying attention to your health. I usually just mash Master Flurry and just beat it. This isn't so bad. This should be it. Don't die. Don't die after the fact. Okay, thank God. Nice. Alright. Let's save here. It wasn't so bad. I've literally never had a problem with the Terrantadic before this. Like, and it's all on record, you know what I mean? Like, no cap. Alright, well I already saved, so that should be good. Let's see if I open this. Can I get out of here? Oh, I want to see what's in the human remains. Shayla's journal. Oh, Shayla is somebody for isn't Shayla somebody for Jolie? Shayla Nur. Man, these Terrantadics, it's this group of people. It's this group of people that that really hate the Terrantadics. Come on. Come on, game. It's so cheap. If I was a caster, I would be crying my eyes. I would just be crying right now. A pillar of fire. I got a special fire grenade and a pillar of ice. A cold grenade. Okay, cool, I guess. So maybe this is where, like, what I remember being tough about this, like this whole area being, like, kind of wacky. Here's another, oh, I guess that would have given me, like, some stuff that I would actually use for this encounter. This is such bullshit. Alright. I'm saving so much. I hate these kind of things. Where, like, you're in these long tunnels with all these crazy fights. Here's a computer terminal thing. I had the big... So that was the big combat, the two Terrantadics. This is, like, the big thing, which means I'm just gonna look up what the... No, I remember this. Oh, I hate shit like this in these games. I fucking hate color puzzles so much. A next door crystal. Nice, cool. I'm literally just gonna look it up. Move the system from the middle to the right. Alright, I think I got it. Yeah, fuck you, game. Good. Thank you very much. Oh, fuck. My reward. Oh, you fucking kidding me. Oh, I was like, I didn't aggro these guys, did I? Yeah, I was like, your reward, immediate combat section. Alright, let's just fucking do this. I should have saved. Oh, God, he got fucked. What are these goofy ass animals, man? There's nothing. The monument to Nagasato. His poison blade. Sinergiran carbine. Cool. Moving on. Yeah, I vividly remember, like, you ever, like, have a flashback moment when you see something like this and you're like, I hate puzzles. I truly hate them. Like, I hate arbitrary things. Like, I used to have interviews. I used to think I wanted to go into development before I did this job, and I did interviews, and people would always tell me, or like ask people who are developers, and they'd say, well, you have to like solving puzzles. I'm like, and now I look back, I'm like, no, you don't, man. Because I hate things that are arbitrary. I hate when people invent rules for you. A dangerous looking pool of acid has flooded the room. This is the save portion. Yeah, this is the save portion. The ice grenade. Cool. I was like, are they gonna like play tricks with us? Because I would think the fire grenade would just blow everything up. Are we really doing this? Are we really doing this game? Just pound these. This is probably, the thing is even if I was anticipating a big boss fight right here, like, even when I go through, the cutscene of talking is going to take so long that I can't really, like, put anything on. Because the time in a cutscene will, like, account. Oh, like, look, here's the star map. Yay, we beat Korban. It was kind of uneventful, wasn't it? Kind of weird. All the stress of Korban is arbitrary puzzles. What do I mean by arbitrary? I mean just like people invent their own rules for something and they don't have to be consistent because all they are designed to do is stump you. There's like some really stupid like riddle from like, am I like supposed to just wait here? I don't even remember what I'm supposed to do. Is this statue? Hey, thanks. I got the saber. I've shaved the saber. Cool. Alright, let's save this. Alright, and then I'll bring it back out, I guess. Oh, here they are. Here's the moment of truth. Alright, watch. And you guys can watch this. I'm gonna buff myself up. And I'm gonna save, and none of this is gonna matter because the conversation is gonna take too long.
You return to us with the lightsaber in hand, as I knew you would.
The Force has served you well.
You took a great risk in acquiring the artifact. You used
The Sith did love their statues.
No peaceful meditation, no pacifism. Sometimes you must fight in order to achieve. This gives you your passion. This makes you stronger. This is what makes you superior. That is the lesson we teach with that part of the final test.
The Sith are not the only ones who fight and take risks.
True, but most would say they fight only when they must, or not at all. We are the ones who know that struggle is what makes us superior.
You saying a Jedi couldn't have gotten the lightsaber?
When a Jedi acts, it is with skill, true. But the Jedi teach you that your passions are counterproductive, that strength is only found in peace. Did you not feel a moment of excitement in the two?
Not really. I played this game before, and frankly, I remembered it being harder.
And more alive. What purpose would be served by restricting yourself from such? I would say only the purpose of the Jedi. Through this, they would control you and restrict your potential.
I don't really feel superior to anybody, homie, and that's the truth.
If you came to the Academy, you must have felt the stirrings within you that cry out for the freedom of the dark side, that cry out for release. I can only show you the path that will lead to power and superiority. You have followed it this far. You must decide if you are capable of continuing.
I wouldn't say I exerted myself getting this.
Perhaps not to someone of your natural strength. The point is in the recognition of the nature of the act, rather than its sheer difficulty.
Whatever.
Good. The last part of your test will now commence. Here, all life must compete in order to flourish. Such is the natural way of the universe. To stand still is to know death. One must always be moving forward.
And you're
so
thinking.
it is the same amongst the Sith. Compete or die. Mercy is irrelevant. So it behooves you in this final test to strike down one you are familiar with, for no other reason than to prove you are superior and without mercy. Normally, this would be against another student. You, however, get a special treat. You will fight Euthura here, my own apprentice.
What? So this is what you had planned all along? You wish me killed?
Indeed. You have become too ambitious, Euthura. It is time for you to die and someone more talented to take your place.
No. It is time for you to die, Master. My pupil stands with me.
Oh, is this true, young one? You wish to join Euthura in her foolish scheme?
You're both mistaken. I choose. I'm tired of playing along with you, Sith scum. You both die. I choose me. I choose the self-love, baby.
You are indeed a fool if you think... This makes no sense. You will never become a Sith if you turn on us both. What could you hope to accomplish?
The status of the goat. I used both of you to complete my mission, dude.
Betrayed. He is a spy.
Do not fret, my dear.
You...
Ooh, alright. The true boss energy. What do I have on? Alright, I gotta... Oh my god, he sucks, bro. He's so weak. It would have been so anticlimactic if I didn't... Like, the Terrantatics were so much stronger. Snore. I'm freaking Darth Revan, bro. Those monsters in there were scarier than your idiot asses. Get out of here, loser. Synagar. Security domination. A lot of money. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, dude, can I like fight everybody and just like end the academy? Hell yeah, bro. Thanks a lot, stranger. Door to the valley. Cool. What happens now? Do I just leave? Like, what? Does nobody just know what happened in there?
We've had indications that there's a whole ancient Sith colony under this valley. Isn't that an incredible find?
Yeah, it's cool. It's so funny, like nobody, like, I have to imagine when I get back to like the base that they know that I killed like the two leaders, right? Like, you'd think these guys are like, nah, I'm just here to do research, bro. Like, they're just the people who pay. Like, whether it's the Sith or Zerka Corporation, somebody else, I don't really care as long as I get to do my job. Like, it's just a different boss to me. That's so funny. Oh, see, these are the people who are gonna be pissy with me now. This is hilarious. Where are my homies?
You there.
Hey.
How is it that you're leaving Naga Sadow's tomb by yourself? You went in for your final test, didn't you? Where is Master Uthar?
I am Revan. I've killed the master. You bow down before me.
You lie.
I'm not lying. Do you wish me to show you?
You are not Revan.
But even if it's not Revan, what if Master Uthar is actually dead? Someone who could kill the Master.
If Master Uthar is dead,
Oh, they're all gonna attack now? Good. I got debuffed? Oh, this is actually kind of fun. I get to slay everybody now? Nice. Come on. Enough with the force push. Are you really gonna do this, man? Snore. Are you doing this? Cool. And this is a lot of credits for me, dude. Oh, dude, don't glitch. Come on. No. Okay, there you go. He wasn't moving. Just frag grenades. That's just silly, bruh. I did just save, didn't I? Oh my god. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, dude. Do you know what a stasis field is? Oh. We get to get all of them.
Sure. Let's see what you got.
Snore. It's so cheap. Like, it's just so cheap. Dun-dun. Dude, give me my fucking cursor back. There you go. I don't care if Candace's whack ass is dead. Forget all that jazz. Jolie, what are you doing? Can you just listen to me, Jolie? Can you just... I don't need you to do that, you dumb asshole. God, this is so annoying. They just don't listen sometimes. Like, they always are just like, attack? Bruh, if this guy takes me out, I'm gonna be so pissed. Can I please heal up? This is starting to piss me off. Just heal, bruh. And this dude. Oh my god. No! It's like, whenever I like spend 1 second doing something that isn't inputting a command, it's like the basic attack? Maybe? This is taking so long. You're nothing, dude. Get out of here. Here we go. Get out of here. This guy's tough, man. Good night. Sleep fucking tight, pussy. Get up, Jolie. It's mine now. Thanks. Dude, are you guys really doing this? Blood, are you really doing this? Do I have to like heal their asses or something? This is annoying as fuck. This is gonna be some dumbass bug, I bet, isn't it? They're like permadead, bro. Do you see that? Ah, get up, man. He's like, I'm really dead, dude. Like, for real. I don't even know where Candace is. Alright, well, I guess this is as good as anywhere to get into our next topic, which is a topic I kind of wanted to get to because I've been thinking about it a lot recently. I always do these things when I'm thinking about something, like it's on my mind at the current. I try not to backdate things too much, but I was thinking about insecurity and bullying are the two topics of the day. And I wanted to get into this because I know I'm very insecure about my own success in a lot of ways. I keep saying I think. I have talked to people in a way that is sometimes defensive, that is sometimes offensive, about the number value of the money I'm making, and how I'm, quote, successful or whatever. And I've like reacted really negatively to people because of my own self-perceived success, and because there's a part of me that feels still that I don't deserve it, right? Like I'm lucky, or I didn't work hard enough, or like I maybe worked hard enough, but I got reimbursed way more than I deserve. And because I feel like, because I don't believe it, I feel like I almost have to be protective of it. Like there was a younger guy in our Discord. There are younger guys that are in Sean's little brother's friends group, and by younger I mean like early 20s, right? That look to me and other people in my age group for advice, especially about career advice. And one of them got my job title wrong. They like accused me of being like a project manager. Like not accused, but they just didn't know, right? Like that I was a project manager, like, or thought I was. And I was like so like taken aback by like a lowly project manager. I'm a developer. I make things. I don't just tell people to do things, right? And it was like, I can't believe I said that, and like it was a joke, and I think everybody took it as a joke, and I've already apologized personally to like everybody I've talked to that way, like within the last few days or like even today. But it really like bothered me when I went to sleep and when I was talking to Gwen that like I can't believe this young guy like literally didn't know an answer, and I like totally talked down to him because I knew that I could, right? Because I'm like, oh, I'm Taylor, I'm so successful, blah, blah, blah. Like, all this bullshit that like doesn't mean anything, right? And like, I used to hate that when I when I couldn't get ahead, right? Like when I was struggling to like be independent and all these things that I like so value, because I was so insecure about being supported and helped for so long. I felt like I could never get out of my dad's shadow. Like no matter what I did, no matter what I like tried, like I was so used to failing, quotes, at things that like, I still have trouble. I guess those like scars are like deep seated, and I have trouble like even believing it myself. I'm very insecure about that, my own success. And it really hurts that I had another conversation with some of my close friends, and I felt like, even though I didn't like say it explicitly, like I felt like I talked down to them when I was talking about how I just got this new promotion and all this stuff. And a couple of other friends have coincidentally gotten promotions around this time too, but I was like, oh, I'm frustrated at like the fact that you're not like moving in your career. And like, who am I to fucking say that about anybody? You know what I mean? Like I did nothing for so long, like not nothing, but like I tried to get ahead for so long. Like, and like everybody had a right to feel that way about me. And it would have hurt my feelings if somebody was like really coming at me about stuff like that. And, it's not fair for me to do that for other people. So, and I don't know. I think a lot of like the malicious defensiveness comes from insecurities about things. Like when I was young, I got bullied, right? Like when I was in like late elementary school to like, I think like the 6th grade or something like that. 'Cause I moved schools when I was in 7th grade, and I got bullied. I didn't get bullied like terribly bad, like how some people claim that like, you know, people tried to like fucking kill them at school, or like, you know, like all this insane things, or like threaten like their lives all the time. And I heard things like that to people around me, but it never happened to me. But, you know, I got like pushed into lockers as like a joke by somebody. I got tackled during a history class, like in the middle of the class, and everybody, including the teacher, just laughed, and I was like kind of hurt that nobody like thought this was fucked up at all. I came back to my old school once to like watch a basketball game with some friends, and I had kind of gone like full rebel, and all of like the group of people who were in that group who would sort of pick on me when I was younger, I called out one of them when he was talking shit, and I really did deserve this because it wasn't something they were trying to do, but one of the smaller kids was talking shit, so I literally just picked him up and just slammed him as hard as I could on the ground. I thought I like dislodged one of this dude's vertebrae, and then I was walking back and somebody was like saying stuff, and I think I was about to jump on this kid and start just pummeling him because I could beat this kid's ass. And there's another guy who was there who ended up becoming a friend of mine later in life, which was interesting. And he did a lot of shitty things to people and was very like remorseful later in life because he definitely was part of this sort of circle where a lot of his physical acting out was defensive because of what we're talking about, right? Like feeling unsafe, feeling like attacked, feeling like unconfident, you know, insecure about things. He was basically like a really buff dude, and he was not letting me jump on his friend and beat him up. He wasn't doing anything. He was just holding me back, and he was like holding me back from the guy, and I said something. I said a real smart ass remark to this guy that was like, ooh, and then he picked me up and slammed me and then just left. And he could have beat the shit out of me right now, but he was just like, he just walked away. And at that moment, like a lot of the people who weren't involved were kind of like, bro, this is such a joke. And we're just sort of like giggling and like walking away. And like, it like stuck with me for so long. Like I was so like, I could tap into that moment and be like livid, enraged at like any point for like a decade after that. And it was like, I don't think I learned how to like hate somebody out of that context. So I felt like so powerless, even though I did like, I mean, if you think about it literally, like it was all my fault that I got slammed. Nobody else was trying to escalate things. I escalated the whole thing. What was I trying to get at, right? I was gonna do this and like fight like 6 dudes or something just because they said something about me. Like it's so stupid when you think about it, right? It's weird how your brain like rationalizes things, right? But I was used to that, and I kind of was used to people talking shit about me, and I would just get so angry when I thought that someone was trying to like bully me or something, right? That I learned how to pick on other people because I was so insecure, and I was like scared of getting my ass kicked again, you know what I mean? And so there would be people who would pick on friends of mine like later in life, like not even really in the same way, but they would like talk down to them or belittle them, and I would just go from 0 to like 1 million on them. Like it would go from like Taylor's just quietly sitting there to like Taylor is like ripping your heart out and like making you look like a baby in front of everybody. Because I could just get so mean like when I wanted to hurt somebody, because it came from that fear and that maliciousness where I'm like, I'm never going to feel like this again. I won't accept anybody feeling like this. I'm going to damage the way you think of yourself forever, right? And it's like, it's such like a nasty and awful way to be and to talk to people. And I remember there being one instance where we were playing basketball when I was young with some friends of mine, and this kid who really was not a baller in any stretch of imagination was like balling on a couple of friends of mine who didn't play basketball and was really talking shit. And man, I ripped that kid a new one. Like I was talking shit about like all the girls that we all knew that he had a crush on that thought he was like a fat loser and all of this stuff. And like, I was really getting personal. And anytime he would like stop talking, I would be like, so you don't have anything to say? You just proved it. Like you just proved that all this stuff is bad. And man, it's really fucked up that I did this, because that kid's personality, like he was a very outgoing person before. And like after that moment, and this is coincidental, I'm not saying I did this and I wouldn't feel good about it if I did, but like he just started taking L's like everywhere after that. Like his confidence was thoroughly demeaned. There was another kid that I used to work out with that was always talking shit, and it was irritating me. And he was one of these kids that talked a lot of shit and never backed it up. And I was doing like kickboxing or something at this gym at the time. And I'm like, all right, if you think you're so great, why don't you put the gloves on? And every single time he would start talking, I would just say, I'm not going to talk to you unless you fight me. It's not worth it. And I knew that he was younger than me, so I was going to corner him with this, right? And I could have just dealt with it and moved on. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to teach this kid a lesson. I embarrassed that kid, and he never said anything to me ever again. Because it's emotional damage, right? It's like, it's why I don't, like, there's a physical aspect, but the embarrassment is worse, right? And it's like why I don't believe in like beating your kids. Like, people being embarrassed is more damaging than people being beaten up, because you can get used to fighting. You can't, people, like, the scars that happen from what people say about you or make you think that there's truth to is more damaging. It's more damaging in a lot of ways. What people say to you is damaging, even when it's encouraging sometimes. And that's like another point I wanted to get to. But I did get in a couple like scuffles when I was young. I did like kickboxing or like, you know, jiu-jitsu and stuff at a gym when I was in early high school, and I did a fight club with some friends, which we shouldn't have done. And I actually, coincidentally, I fought the kid who slammed me all those years ago, and we recorded it and we made a video, and like, it was like, I don't know if it was like viral in our school, but it was like it was something that was passed around, and it was such like a fucking weird thing to do. And the fight that I was in like didn't even get in the video because it was just so one-sided, because I was doing jiu-jitsu and this guy was like a good wrestler, because he went to the same school as I did. And he basically just held me on the ground and like got like would push my arms up with these gloves, and like the glove like rope would scratch my face. And it was basically like just 5 minutes of us just laying on the ground and him like getting like these glancing shots off and me like trying to pull. He's way stronger than me. And it like wasn't even entertaining. It was one-sided, but it wasn't exciting, and it wasn't interesting, but it also wasn't like a total beatdown. And like, I could tell in that group that other people were dealing with stuff like that. And I honestly don't even, I wasn't like, that group like wasn't the healthiest group of people. And like, that was sort of like the sophomore year I talked about before, where like, I was sort of just like in between groups. And I really don't have like any bad blood about that, because it was so silly. And I knew that the kid who did it was like, he immediately, I could tell around that time, and we were friends after that. Like, we didn't have any beef really. He was a kid who started a lot of crap with people, but we didn't have stuff. And I think it was because we had history, and there's like a weird, like, he knew that I wasn't like a person that would be okay with, you know what I mean? Or even like a person that would deserve that. Really nobody does, but sometimes certain people don't deserve it more. But we ended up being friends. Everything was cool. And I don't even have like any like weirdness about the fact that happened. Like, honest to God, the older stuff bothers me more. But as I was saying too, like, I think like the things that people say about you and that are positive can be just as damaging as the things they say to you that are negative. Like, I look at a lot of like content creators, and I've seen a lot of people say like the worst thing you can do is believe that what people say about you, that you're good, right? That you're like awesome, that you're so great, you make such great content, you make such great stuff. And like, I think that's why I've been such like an asshole lately, you know what I mean? Like, everyone in my group was like fawning over me, like not fawning over me, but like I was the sort of the leader for a little while, you know. And to skip from feeling like such a loser because I couldn't get ahead, I wasn't comfortable with it, and it encouraged this sort of, oh well, this, so haha, look at, you know, kind of mindset. And you know, just content creators talking about how like they felt like they acted outside of their character because they believed like what people said about them. Like, and I've seen people like that are successful, that are really successful, that success changes them, you know what I mean? Especially like when I talk about Greek life, like people would like go to Greek life and they would feel like, oh my God, I'm so cool now, I'm so validated, and people would change, you know what I mean? And I didn't think Greek life was cool, which is why it didn't do anything for me. But like, I clearly thought having a better job was cool, so it did do that. So what do I like? Why do I have any room to judge people who would change their process like that? But it's sad, you know. I've noticed people who have had a lot of success that I used to be close with like change. Not everybody, which is great, but there are some people like they just have such an ego about them. They just have such a feeling that I am so great. I have so much success. I am so much. Look at me. Like I'm not accountable for how I act. I'm not accountable to how I say. I know what everything. I'm the teacher. You know, like I can't be held accountable. And it just sucks because especially with money, is why I'm disappointed with myself. When I was in that school where stuff happened, there were people around me constantly that had money. There were people that, you know, other kids, as they do, like talk about, oh, this kid was so rich, whatever. And really, like, my family was like the wealthiest or among the wealthiest in the school, right? And definitely the wealthiest for the best reason. Like, I gotta be real with you. I don't have any fucking respect for finance people. Like, I think, like, especially with all this stuff with GameStop and like how they basically proved that like the financial markets are like literal bullshit, like complete speculation, silliness, and how these people don't generate any value for anyone, but they control the system so they can maintain their wealth. I hate finance. It's right there up there with like commercial real estate, like people who make strip malls to get a buck and then they like, you know, they don't do anything. Poor commercial real estate. It's not fair to judge everybody in that space, but I hate commercial real estate as in general. And then bad lawyers is up there too. Like people who don't make things, people who don't make the world a better place, people who don't solve problems yet they make a lot of money. They just like game the system. It's like really, really like low value. It's like it's part of why I hate gambling. Like, I hate the idea that someone can just cheat and make money, right? Like they don't have to actually do anything for anybody else, and they're okay with basically cheating the system. But I'm getting off topic. It bothered me because my dad, our family was always wealthy, but my dad adamantly never talked about his income with anybody. He never wanted to make a point about how well off we were or what we did, and he was never ostentatious about anything. Like, you know, he's like me. He's just like kind of like a somewhat dirty, you know, running around outside white dude in flip-flops who acts like a total goof, you know, and people can't understand why he's so successful because he's such a good person, you know. And it bothers me because I know that's the way I was raised, and yet when my insecurities came out, I still acted. I mean, it is classless to keep bringing up dollar values with people. I'm fine bringing it up if somebody asks me a question about like, well, how much do you think I should be getting for this job? Or like, is this offer okay? But like, I really didn't like bringing up the dollar amount I made because it detracts from what's going on. And there's like lots of reasons. Like, it doesn't mean that you're successful because you make so much. It doesn't mean that you're happy. It doesn't mean anything. And like, even people that I felt like I taught, like I helped get to that point when I was younger, like I felt like they learned, like I represented those values when I was younger, and some people like learned that people thought that way for me. And then I've had to learn that back from them, because I've been so up my own butthole about this whole job thing. And it doesn't mean that I'm not working hard and I'm not coding and I don't want to have a good app and I don't want to be ready for this job, but it just means that I don't think that I'm better than somebody else because of a job. And I just think that, like, I don't know. It's easy like to create a narrative where you're the good guy and like you're doing well and you're doing everything while you're shitting on everybody else because you're just like so high on your own like ass fumes. You know what I mean? There was a time the story I mentioned was a bullying example where I was the bully, where I felt bad about it. But there was another one I felt really bad about, and I actually had to go literally apologize for this right afterwards. And I had no problem doing that because I did feel bad about it. It was when I was like a freshman in high school, and we would like, I wasn't even a freshman, I was older than that. I think I was like a junior. My friends, I had a lot of friends who were like 2 years younger than me, and again, I was the older influencer, so whenever something bad would happen with the kiddos, I would be the one that everybody would come talk to. And I would like to, like, we would go like steal alcohol from people and like drink and then cause trouble, and we call it shenanigans, and it was fun. And the kids in the group decided that there was another kid that they wanted to like prank on his birthday, and we got this cup. I feel like my stomach like turns like literally thinking about that I did this, right? It's like seems so out of character for me, but I still did it, and I just feel bad. There was this, we knew that it was his birthday. I like never interacted with this kid at all, but like some of the other kids like wanted to cause some mayhem, and they picked this kid, and there was like a cup called like it said like birthday bitch on it, and we super glued it to his truck, but it was supposed to be like a joke, but it ended up coming off extremely mean. And then like somebody like took a shit in the cup or something. It was so fucked up, man. And I remember like there was one kid in the group who was like, you shouldn't do that. And basically, if you guys, hope that Taylor got punished for this after he did this, I was literally the only person who took the fall for everybody. And I'm okay doing that because I felt like it was fucked up when I did it. And I basically had to go talk to a bunch of people's parents, talk to the kids, say, hey, seriously, I didn't mean to do this. I don't even know you. Like this, and I'm not going to speak for somebody else, but I shouldn't have done this. And it was supposed to be a harmless prank, and it read like way meaner than I thought it was going to be. And there's no bad blood and whatever. And then even after that, people would be like, oh, Taylor, that troublemaker, he's not going to come on my street. The bad influence, blah, 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 blah. And, most people who knew me knew I wasn't like that. But like, that was such an out of character thing for me to do. I still feel bad about it to this day, that I did that. And like, I did apologize. I did all this, but it just goes to show that like, I always like, in my narrative, I'm like, somebody who's insecure about something, and then I acted out, and then I became a bully to somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, when people belittle other people for certain things, they're basically saying, I think this is something to be belittled about, which means that if I didn't have this, you could belittle me. That's what it means, because people are giving value to their insecurities, But yeah, you should really think about what you say to people. Like, again, I had a boss when I was working for Dad who called me genetic waste material in a very like non-joking way. And I was like, of course I was insecure about, I only got that job because of my dad, and I tried, but like I was in my 20s and I had no idea like what healthcare was like, and nobody wanted to help me, and nobody wanted to even give me like resources to succeed. So people would kind of like shit on me at this job, and I don't respond well to being challenged, you know what I mean? And I just hated being at this job because people were just so petty, and my boss had all these passive aggressive things to say about me, and I would call him out. Honestly, now I don't want to attack him, but I would be like, Jeff, that was really hurtful when you said that, and honestly, like, I don't know if I really want to forgive you, but like, I just want you to know that it's fucked up when you say stuff like that to other people, even if you're joking, because we all know that there's a little bit of truth in every joke, and it wasn't your place to say that to me, especially like given the circumstances. And right now I'm getting like angry even thinking about it, right? And I'm like, I could go nuts about this guy, like if I wanted to, like there are plenty of things I could do that would get under Jeff's skin worse than that got under my skin. But it's like takes such a level of self-control to not like give into what you're insecure about, like you have to just accept you for what you are, and try not to be so defensive and to be more accepting. Like, there is a streamer that I watched, and I gave like a very regular comment. I was talking about like two different games. I was talking about like Marvel versus Capcom versus DBFZ, and I was like saying, well, I think Infinite is a more creative game, and I think that DBFZ is like more balanced because of X, Y, or Z. It wasn't even really like a statement about anything, which is sort of like an observation or an opinion, right? And he literally just said, well, I guess it is that way if it is that way to you. And then he just moved on. Like, it didn't matter. And like, it wasn't so much in the context of like bullying or anything, but I think about saying that a lot. Like, it's okay that people feel a way about a thing that you don't feel about. Even if it's directed at you, it's okay, Like, well, if you feel like I'm genetic waste material, then I guess that's how you feel. If you feel like I suck, I guess that's how you feel. If you think I'm the GOAT, I guess it's how you feel, man. It's not, I don't want to be famous. I don't want to have anybody praise me because I don't want my brain to rot. I don't want to change. I don't want to think that like I'm egotistical. I don't want to embarrass myself by like acting like an asshole. Like, I really don't. Like, I think when you're young, like there's like a thought like, well, it would be cool if I was like really successful with X, Y, Z, but I know what it does to people. I know the pressure, and I know people that are successful at things that I've like, by my own measurements, I failed at, you know what I mean? And like, some of them are really good people, and some of them have changed into people I'm not that proud of to know anymore, like they've sort of changed. Like, you can just listen, and they're just so like proud of themselves or so full of themselves, and they've just are so different, and they don't have any of like, you can't see any of the qualities that you liked about this person because they weren't necessarily like type A qualities. They were like type B qualities, quote unquote, like caring, a good listener, a person without an ego, a person who sees the good in everybody. And when you don't see that anymore, it just sort of breaks your heart, you know, like, wow, like you really didn't think any of these things were good about you, did you? You know, and it sucks. Like, I wouldn't want to embarrass my dad about things like that with me. Like, I don't want to be one of these people that is just an asshole, and because I think I'm great. Like, I mean, I like do good, but like, dude, I know people who are like doing way better than me, you know, and I know like a lot of people who are, and all you got to say is be legitimately, I'm very happy for you and whatever, you know, like success is just your own barometer against yourself. And like, especially with money, like as such a monetary thing, like you should be focused on what you're actually doing with your life and like how you're contributing to change things if you don't dislike them, or like just if you don't have anything to change, then just like enjoy your life, you know, like you don't have to like be a go-getter with a really vertical career or like even have kids or anything. Like if your life is okay and you're like not messing with other people or like, you know, fucking up the world or anything, like that's okay. Like it's honestly okay. And I just don't ever want people to remember me as somebody who was an asshole. That's why I don't want to be remembered as a fucking Republican. Oh, yeah, lost a whole bunch of people right there, right? I don't know. My thought is like I'd rather be the most conservative liberal that you've met than be the most liberal conservative, because I think that conservative views are very selfish, asshole-ish, like deterministic views that don't hold up to anything in the real world, and liberal views are overly accepting. You know what I mean? Like it's annoying that there's like 100 different genders, and I don't necessarily think that the argument is if you don't support everything about me, then I'm going to kill myself and you're going to feel bad about that. Like, I don't think that always holds weight, but like, I'd rather be in an environment where people are annoying because of how accepting they are and how good they're trying to be than people who are annoying because of how much they don't care about other people. You know, like that I'm surrounded by assholes who think it's popular, like cool to be a douchebag about like, you know, not wanting to help anyone and thinking like, oh, it's just, everything is just the law of the jungle. Like we should like privatize roads and like we should privatize air and oxygen and space because you know what? Fuck it. Like, you know, we're human beings. We're just apes, right? I hate that. That's why I'm okay being a more conservative liberal than being a very liberal conservative. But putting on the note that it probably lost a lot of people. And, you know, frankly, I don't give a shit. Like, whatever. I want to leave it at that. My chroma key is, I've been giving you a nice illumination of my recording environment here. So with that being said, with the whole green screen, but with that being said, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.